What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, my peoples? What's goody, my peoples? Bobby Collins, what's up, family? Salute. We're gonna have a special guest, Keith Cologne, coming on. My brother Claymore Rain will be in the building. Salute, GG Champ. What's up, family? G Money. What's up, family? King Alley. What's up, family? Joe Johnson. Robert Singleton. El Mata. Jay Grant Jr. Visionary. What's up, family? Demarcus Robbins. Demarcus Martin. What's up, family? Big Herm. What's up? Robbie Florida. Roy Boy Florida. What's up? Storage Invader. Ray Davis. What's up, Ray? Mark Price. What's up? Killing Williams. What's up, family? Jazzy Soul. What's up, family? Yeah, we're going to talk some boxing, man. My brother Claymore Rain will be in the building soon. We're going to have Keith Cologne on, 23 years old, right? 23 years old, 10 wins, no loss, no draws, 10 wins by way of knockout. He just fought in Jersey this past Friday. I was present there. He got a first round knockout. El Star, what's up, family? Set the tone, what's up? Euphorbio Dave, King Alley, Jelly Bean, what's up, family? Ron, what's up, family? G Head Mac, what's up, family? AB, Jazzy Soul, what's up, family? Salute, salute. So yeah, we're gonna talk boxing. I know it's been a minute since I've done the stream. Country Q, what's up, family? Outside of doing the fights, but special guest Keith Cologne going to join us, man. And we're gonna talk some boxing, man. So we're also gonna talk about this Shakur. I wanted to talk about that. There you go, my brother in the building.
What up, though? You see, that caught me off guard a little bit, man. I didn't know we was going up no more, man. What's good?
What's goody? What's goody? What's goody?
And listen, man, we good, man. Feels good, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're in the building.
You know what I mean?
I ain't got my horns with me, but we in the building.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Building on this.
So we're going to have Keith Cologne. He's going to join us. Again, 10 wins, no loss, no draw, 10 wins by way of knockout. He just got a first-round knockout this past Friday in Jersey at the Prudential Center. I was there in person. Shouts out to him. My brother Claymore Rain. It's been a minute, man. When the last time we did a show, Clay?
Oh, it's got to be at least. Damn, bro. Close to the New York. Close when we went to New York for Ryan. It had to be like maybe
for a
couple,
that?
like a month or two after that, maybe.
Wow, maybe. That's a year. That's a year, bro.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Good
We
Lord,
talk on the phone all the time, but you know, on the show thing.
Yeah. Salute, man. We back in the building. They said the gang back together. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean,
Road 1084. What's up, family? L Star, what's up, family?
L Star in the building? Star in the building?
Yeah, he in the building. Star? Puerto Rican L, what's up, family? Unknown Boxing, what's up? Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Hey, Star.
There you go. Salute Robert Singleton, brother, in the super chat, dropping that cinco on us in the super chat. He said, thanks for the Alicia video. Us brothers appreciate it. Yeah, I'm sure. There you go, Clay. He is in the building.
He was good. He was good. What's good, man?
What's going on, man?
Drop the horns on him, Clay. Drop the horns on him, Clay.
I'm still setting up, moving stuff around here. What's good with you, family?
What's going on with you, champ?
Everything good. Can't complain. Chilling.
Yes, sir. So
coming off one of those performances.
How
you feeling, champ? I see you sitting in your living room. You're on your couch. You in a good place. How you feeling since the fight? What'd you think of the fight, man? I mean, it wasn't much. It's really.
Yeah.
What'd you feel about it?
What I thought about the fight, you know, initially I was a little frustrated. Not gonna lie, I was a little frustrated. As a fighter, you know, I was saying this a lot. After the fight is, like me as a fighter, I want to like how I am in the gym, the competitiveness, the going back and forth. You know, just the fun of the sport. You know, that's what I want to display every time I go out there. You know, that's what I want to. When I got an opportunity like that, I want to showcase like who I am as a fighter and as a person in the ring into the world. And so I was just a little frustrated that I didn't get a chance to do it. But at the same time, you know, super grateful. I got the job done. Super grateful that I was victorious and I did what I was supposed to do.
So what do you mean? Like as far as like you wish it would have went maybe a little longer, or you had an opportunity to kind of like what was it about the performance that you know what I'm saying kind of had you being a little resentful with the outcome?
It wasn't not necessarily about my performance. It was just um like my expectations, you know, for the fight. My expectations from the opponent, you know,
Mm,
expecting him to be a bit more tougher. You know, a Mexican fighter, they known to actually bring the fight. You know, so when you got somebody like me that's kind of like emerging as a knockout artist, you know, the goal was to bring somebody in that was supposed to like test it. You know, as a Mexican, they usually don't. You know, it's hard to stop them, so to say. But
right,
I feel as
right.
though, yeah, I feel as though like you know, my expectations of the fight was real high.
Did you think that when you're saying your expectations, it sounds like you're talking about the actual opponent himself and what he brought to the table. You were more disappointed in him. You thought he'd bring more that would give you an opportunity to show your grit against a tough Mexican opponent. He kind of looked like a cherry pick by the end of the fight a little bit, right?
Yeah, so to say. I don't really want to say that. I just want to say, I'm just frustrated. I just didn't that I thought I was gonna be able to showcase more. You know, that I
Mm-hmm.
was gonna be able to like, cause I'm gonna be honest. Me getting a guy out in one round, that's not fun for me. You get what I'm trying to say? Like that's not, you know, I like to go out there, have fun, be competitive, you know, talk a little trash. It's just that's the fun in boxing for me. You know, that's what all the hard work in the gym is for. You know, just go out there and have fun. Me getting the guy out there in 2 minutes, you know, it's like all right, you know.
Right. What do you want him to do? Right, throw a party over it. The fight you had on the did you fight on the Subriel Matias Dalton Smith undercard? Am I correct?
Yeah, yeah, I fought on that card.
Yeah, that was a good test for you. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
but moving forward, that being said, what are you as a team? Are you guys working on maybe is it time to just level up? You know what I mean? Are you looking for a more signature fight on these next coming fights? Are you focused on any opponents right now that you kind of feel like it's about time that I get some of these guys in the ring?
Yeah, that's what this car was supposed to be for. You know, that's you know, but the boxing logistics kind of got in the way. Um, you know, so we just had to get the best available opponent. You know, our first opponent, he accepted a fight. We accepted a fight. Um, he verbally accepted it. However, they was just taking long with the contracts. And the first opponent, I think he ended up getting snagged up because he got offered a fight for like a world title or something like that, or like one of them interim titles. And so of course he's gonna take that, you know. So you know, I say that to say like that's the level of opposition we looking to face. That's the level of opposition, you know, that you know we trying to get in the ring with. It's just the boxing logistics that just got in the way, stuff like that.
Do have you found it difficult because you building a reputation as a knockout artist, right? 10 wins, no loss, no draw, 10 wins by way of knockout. Are you finding it, especially being up and coming, right? Are you finding it difficult to find opponents?
I wouldn't say that. I just say it's like a it's really like a game, you know. That's what it really is. It's really like a game. It's like, all right, we got this opponent. We got to try to hurry up and snag them before somebody else snag them, you know, or they see us and it's like, all right, cool. He got a lot of steam behind him, which I offer, and we want more. You know, as far as like other people, like I said, you know, they could have a world title on the line. They could offer the same thing as us, but because you know they fighting, they coming with the world title. They defending the world title. They're like, oh yeah, nah, we want to fight. You know, we want to fight for that. We'd rather fight for that thing. fight you. But it's coming. Everything slowly but surely is happening. Whatever is for me is for me, and that's the way how it's gonna play out.
That's a fact. You fought almost 7 times on a calendar year, right? Like 6 times. I mean, we're in April right now, but from February, let's say last year to now, you've been pretty active. So I know it doesn't seem like you're having a hard time staying active, but with this move over to Pro Box, is this something permanent, or are you looking, was that just a one-off, this thing with Pro Box, or are we expecting to see you more often on that platform?
Oh yeah, I mean, who knows? My team in Pro Box, like we have, like we real cool. Pro Box, like we got personal contacts in Pro Box. We love the way Pro Box go about business. We love the way how Pro Box do things. They are also like real organized. Like it's just easier for fighters. The way how they run things. So we appreciate that, and we generally have a great relationship with Pro Box. So if you see me on more cards, don't be surprised.
Are you looking to? There's a lot of Puerto Rican fighters love to fight in New York because it's such a massive fan base, Puerto Rican fan base here in New York, right? Is that something you're looking to do? We see Danny Garcia has done it. Xander Zayas now saying he's looking to do it. Is that something that you are looking forward to doing? I know you from Jersey, right? It's you right here. You're here, right?
Yeah.
So, is that something you're looking to do? Fight in New York and build up your profile here and in the Prudential Center, because it's right there, right? It's right across the bridge.
Yeah, I feel like the difference with me versus a lot of guys, like you said, is like we're right here. So I wouldn't even say like build up a fan base in New York, because for real, like that's like one of my highest fan bases right now, is in New York. I feel like versus guy like Xander Zayas, he's more so from like Florida, so he have to build up a fan base over here because he's from down there. However, it's like when you want to maximize the opportunity, it's like, all right, cool. If I'm a Puerto Rican fighter, I want to fight on Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York, because that's going to be crazy, So and Jersey guys, I love to go out to, like we have different, like our Puerto Rican Day Parade over here in Jersey is different from New York. So when it's Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York, Jersey guys go over there, and Connecticut guys go to New York. So it'll just make everything much bigger. So even like my last fight in the Barclays had a lot of people there, and it was pretty well known in the card. So yeah, I feel like I got a solid fan base in New York. If anything, my interest would be to grow my fan base across the United States, like go maybe a little bit on the West Coast. Just be a little bit more diverse and those type of things. It's just very easy for me to fight over here, and it's more convenient.
Are you willing to? I see a lot of today's time. A lot of Puerto Rican fighters are looking to fight in Puerto Rico, right? And now, it's at the time it is today's time. It's a lot more. I want to say accepted, or I guess like easier to find it. In the past it was like you couldn't really watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but now today's time, the market there. Fighters like Xander, again, Alicia. They go over there, they fight. Are those fighters, or do you have a relationship with those fighters, and is that something that you're willing to do, like Miguel Cotto, Trinidad, Alicia, Amanda Serrano,
yeah.
Alicia, Amanda Serrano? Do you have a relationship with those fighters, and is that something you looking forward to do too as well?
Like collaboration?
I definitely have a relationship with those fighters. Even for when I fought in the Barclays, Amanda told me she was coming out to that fight. So I used to spar Amanda when I was younger. So the relationship is always there. She always checking on me. Her coach always checking on me. It's like just genuine love, because they saw me. Like they knew me before I was even pro, and for them to see me now, it's like, oh, like it's just so crazy, Like we saw it before our eyes. So we got a great relationship with them. But I also, what a lot of people don't know is I represented Puerto Rico in a lot of international tournaments, so I already got a lot of love out there too. Like even from the fighters like Yankiel, like these guys, they see me coming up. Even a lot of like the women fighters out there, because at the time when I was representing Puerto Rico, a lot of the women boxers like Stephanie, she just fought on the card in like the UK. Like they was like really at the top of their game. So I got mad love out there. I got a lot of family out there. So it'll be a great turnout. Definitely me fighting out there in Puerto Rico.
You know, something I just thought about, and I would like to see Clay. I was just thinking about this as he was answering that question. We getting in September. We already had an all Mexican card in September. Canelo's going to put Mexico versus the world, I believe it is. But we got a lot of great Puerto Rican fighters. I want to get an all black, a black card, and I want to get an all Puerto Rican card on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of talent that it just gets overlooked, right? Because we always talk about the Mexican style and how exciting it is, but what if we get a all Puerto Rican card, right? I mean, we got you still got Edgar, you still got Xander, you got Keith, you got Amanda,
Oscar Callazo. You got a lot. You guys have a generation of fighters, Puerto Ricans, that's coming out right now. You guys are kind of rushing the space right now a little bit low, and I don't think people are peeping it, but I hear what Blue's saying. And matter of fact, I was gonna kind of hint towards in that direction just a little bit. I don't need to be all Puerto Rican card, but I'm wondering, at 10 fights, professional fights in your career, 10 knockouts, you got like a following. Like, you're one of those fighters who's still independent, who's not, but you got like a crazy following, and you're built, and it's just moving, it's compounding with interest. Every knockout, every performance, people are becoming, you just must see boxing. But at some point or another, and I know you're holding out, and I know you're building it up, and I'm sure the phone is ringing nonstop, right? But have we, as a team, on the Keith Cologne team, are we getting closer to attaching ourselves to a bigger promotional company, getting on, like, let's say, a DAZN, getting maybe with a top rank, getting some development, getting yourself in position to be on the same side of the street? And I hate to use that word because I hate across the street politics, but to get on the same side of the street as some of the biggest fights that you can make, because you're at 126 campaigning, and I'm assuming you want to do something special in that division before you consider moving up, right?
For sure, yeah. That's exactly right. We more closer to that than we are, just staying a free agent. I just want to throw this out there because it's something to think about. Like how you said, it's been a lot of momentum, a lot of like talks about me, and a lot of notoriety. And people, my name is getting around, and that's without the help of a mainstream network or any other mainstream fighter. So just imagine when I am tied to a mainstream network, a mainstream promoter, where they able to put me out there, it's gonna take off. Even when I first fought on Top Rank, like it was just different than me fighting on just like a regular card, that don't have no television portion. You get what I'm trying to say? It's just like the buzz was just different. So just imagine when I am on a mainstream level, on a mainstream platform, like the Pro Boxes, like the DAZNs, like the ESPNs, like my name is just going to take off. More opportunities is going to come. Better opposition. And it's going to be better for my career.
Yeah, I was in the building when you fought on Friday, and it was a big crowd. Then you fought, then the crowd dispersed, right? No slight disrespect to the other fighters, right? But it was clear who they came to see, right? Who everybody came to see. And you get a lot of love. Is it me personally, just to respond to what Clay was just asking you and what you were just saying before I get to my next question, is that I would like you and your dad to stay the Devin Haney, Bill Haney route. You know what I'm saying? And move independent, because again, I feel like you have something that he had, which was, as a young fighter, he had a fan base, right? That's going to travel with him. And I believe you have the same thing. So I don't think, me personally, I don't think that you and your dad need. Well, obviously, you need those to fight on those platforms to get those fighters, but not to commit something like super long. You know what I mean? Like in the same manner how Devin fought on PBC, then he fought on Top Rank, then he fought. You know what I mean? They stay flexible in the way you and your dad move. You know what I mean? And with the fan base, again, like I said, I was in the building, so I saw that you have a fan base with at that time going into your 10th fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So imagine, you know what I mean? So me personally, that's what I would, I would like to see you say.
I'm with that, what you're saying, Blue. But I mean, either way, I think you're good either way, right? Like to a degree, like I think there's an easier way, and then there's a more get it out the mud way. I don't know where you are. You know what I'm saying? You've been getting it out the mud, and you've been doing a great job, bro. Like you're just exciting to watch fight. Like I'm not. There's no. I don't need to. I don't want to glaze you on this show. You know what I'm saying? And do all that, but it's crazy. You're an amazing fighter to watch. But at the same time, me as a boxing fan, I can't help but, especially in the division at 126, so many things are moving around in that division. I don't know. With athletes, you guys have like a prime time to capitalize off of what God has given you, right? You worked hard for it, obviously, but you want to capitalize off your abilities, your athletic abilities. And I think I'm just imagining seeing you on some of these cards, especially not for nothing on a Top Rank card. I'm saying, I'll be honest, I think Top Rank is a good looking stable of fighters, you know what I'm saying, to work with, but to move you through the ranks, to go to 130 and then ultimately get in the big money divisions. I don't know if you have a machine or an idea, but yeah, I think it'd be very interesting to see you on these platforms. I'd love to see you in the ring with a Robesi Ramirez, or you know what I'm saying, or got maybe a Shushu one day if he doesn't go to 130. There's certain stylistic fights I would love to see you in the ring with. So although I can appreciate what Blue is saying, as a businessman, there's a fanboy in me that want to see you in the ring with certain fights.
And the reason I say that is because with your talent, right? I'm not overstating you. I'm just telling the people, if you haven't watched them, I mean, just watch the talent speak for itself, right? I don't have to overstate you. I just being in the sport of boxing for so long, I don't want to see you get caught in a box where the politics start to play a part. Now, we want to see hypothetically Keith Colon versus Inoue, and now, you know what I'm saying, and I'm hypothetically speaking, but now this all these ridiculous politics play a part where you can be flexible because you already have a fan base. But another thing I wanted to ask you, right, a two-part question is I want to ask you is just to describe yourself to the people that may not have seen you, your fighting style. What can they expect from your fighting style? And another thing is there's a lot of fighters today's time that are fast track, right? Like Keyshawn, for instance, right? He got, I think 14 fights or 15 fights, you know what I mean? Already a world champion. And I think, he had a lot of hype from the amateurs and things of that nature. And you have a lot of hype in the fan base. Is that something that you looking to do fast track yourself to that level, to the championship, or are you looking to take your time and describe your fighting style to the people? To what can they expect from you?
You could just expect nothing but excitement. I said this kind of in the press conference leading up to the fight is I really believe I'm a total package, So when I say excitement, I'm just not piggybacking off of these other fighters when they say, "Oh, expect fireworks, excitement, this and that." Like blue blood using the building, and I wish that on fight night, like when we was called out, we would like the fans would have known, when I was coming out, because even then you would have seen how everybody would have reacted. You would have seen how when they say and walk into the ring, we got Keisha on. You would have seen how the whole crowd would have rushed to the section where the entrance where the fighters walk out of, And I say that because that's the excitement. That's the when people see that, it's like, wait, hold on, who is this kid right here? Or oh yeah, nah, this right here about to be a good show. So when I say I'm a total package, I mean that in every way, like in the ring, out the ring, to the promoters and to the regular fans and people. You know, I had a after party right after where everybody was welcome. Took a million pictures, chill with the people, make sure everybody was good. We ate. So
I
when I
was
say
in
the
the
total
building.
package, yeah, when I say the total package, I really mean by that. I really mean that. And that's what I live by. Because that's just what you expect from me, just excitement and just a total package. Yeah. So if I answer all, I think I answered both of those questions.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And again, man, you know, I don't. You guys can look at just check him out if you don't know who he is. You didn't watch him fight. Just his talent speak for itself, so I don't have to overstate him. But again, I was in the building. I was at the after party, and he couldn't walk 10 feet without somebody saying, "Hey, bro, let me take a picture with you."
Yeah.
Hey, bro, you know, they was even coming down from the crowd. I don't even know how the security was allowing them to come,
Yeah.
but they was coming down to the floor, and they like, "Yo, bro, you know, like he couldn't move 10. He couldn't take 5 to 10 steps without somebody saying, "Bro, let me take this picture with you. Let me take this picture with you." So, you know, again, like I said, it was abundantly clear from the beginning. Once you walk in, there was a crowd there. Who
Right.
they was there to see, and then again, as soon as it was over, it kind of dispersed, right? But go ahead, Clay. What you was going to say?
Yeah, no, man. You know, when it comes to the topic of Keith Cologne, for me, it's when does he grace the big stage? That's what it is, and I think a lot of fans feel the same way. I'm not sure. I'm sure you're getting to a point now. 10-5. I mean, just the way you kind of responded to the way that last fight happened. I just feel like, to me, there's a turning point right now for you where you're just kind of like, and you know what I don't want you to do, Keith? I don't want you to get bored. You understand what I'm saying to you? I don't want you to
Yeah.
lose that fire in you. And that, when you, the way you answered that last fight, and by the way, I tried to be excited about it, but even me, I was like, I just know it's time. You could
Right.
just see it's
Yeah.
time for you to level up. And I'm not sure if the conversation's happening now more than ever based on the back end of that fight. Was it like you went home? I mean, you celebrated. Blue talks about the after party, but when you finally met, was it the next morning? Was it like, all right, fellas, okay, so we need to level up. It's time. It's time. How do we get there? What do we do? Are the conversations kind of changing a little bit? Are you close to, do you think, pulling the trigger on something and being like, let me get somewhere and start spanking some of these fighters on some of these promoter things? Or are we still kind of like just moving with the energy?
Yeah, nah, like I said earlier, I forgot when it got brought up, but like I said earlier, you know, this fight was supposed to be that, you know, not necessarily this opponent, but going into like, you know, all right, pro box, all right, boom, 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 you know, like this fight was supposed to be that. This fight was supposed to be the test. However, the opponent that it was two opponents that, you know, because of boxing logistics, it just kind of fell through. You know, one opponent, he got presented something else and he took that, and then the other opponent was just, you know, just pure boxing today. It's just, you know, visa. You know, it's like, look, do you want to take that chance? His visa is not legitimate. It's a chance that he could get swooped up a day before your fight and your fight fall through. And like Blue Blood said, it's a lot of people that bought tickets, and you know, we just wasn't willing to take that risk. You know, because you know, at the end of the day, I'm nothing without my fans. You know, so
Thanks.
you know, all the excitement, people call out of work. It's a Friday night. You know, people made plans for this. You know, when we got the tickets and we sold out first week, like it was like, oh yeah, nah, this gotta go through no matter what. You know, however, if again I'm like, all right, Cologne, we gonna have you on the schedule fighting July, September, end of October and early December. Then it's like, all right, cool, we could plan ahead, you know, all right, you know, give us these opponents. All right, look, we gonna climb into the top 10. Now we going for this fight, we want the number 9, you know, so in that sense, it's like, yeah, that's what we pushing now. And to say that, you know, people will find out soon, but like I'm climbing the ranks, you know. So when you climb the ranks, nothing but the best and biggest fights is to come. So People find out about it soon, and it hit the air, and God willing, my next fight, it'll be somebody very tough, coming to win, and somebody notable.
Shout out to brother Big Herm. He said he wanted to ask you in the super chat. He said, "What would Keith dream fight be? Who would the fighter be? You'd be like, I want to catch him before he leaves the sport of boxing."
I kind of said this. I said this. I've been saying this a lot. For me, it only had to be the best around my division. And it's around certain weight classes. You got the face of boxing, like up in the higher weight class. You probably got Usyk, then you got Canelo. For me right now, around my weight class is Inoue. I feel like he the superstar. He got crazy resume. His boxing skill speaks for itself. So I feel like that'd be Inoue.
Speaking of anyway, his second part was, would you sign with Zuffa Boxing in your future?
If it makes sense for me, the thing is about Zuffa Boxing, they have, from my understanding, they have standard contracts, and then they have personalized contracts for different fighters. So it'll have to make sense whether it's a standardized or personalized contract. It'll have to make sense for me in my boxing career.
Let me ask you this question. You mentioned Monster. Monster got a massive fight coming up with Nakatani, man. How you see that fight unfold?
Yeah, I know Nakatani. He's a tough guy. But I haven't watched too much of Nakatani, if I'm being honest. I know that my boy Dons was in the camp with Inoue, and he real tall, and I spar him all the time. Dom's like 6'1", 6'2". So, I know for a fact, that he got great preparation for this camp. So I'm gonna just side with Inoue just because of that fact. Great preparation. You destined for a victory.
Now there's a big fight coming up June 27th. We got Xander and Jerron Ennis. Can we expect to see Keith Colon on that card?
You got to.
God willing, man. God willing. That's, we trying to put a plug on that. So, that's the goal. Hopefully we could get, hopefully what we've done this far is notable and meaningful enough. I say this every time. Who wouldn't want help filling up that arena? I'm sure with the Xanders and the Boots, like I'm familiar with both of them. Both of them, I've seen them work. I've seen what they do. Great fighters. And what other fighter would you want on that card? So I think it should happen. I want it to happen. That's our next goal.
Yeah, I feel horrible, right? Because I'm so nearsighted, right? And I'm such a fan of boxing. That's exactly why I've been screaming Top Rank. All I'm to think about that Zion's Boots card. I'm like, yo, bro, what you got to do to get on that card without saying it, right? Like, it seemed like Xander's wave right now as a Puerto Rican fighter. He's in the conversation for a face of Puerto Rican boxing. I'm not saying he is, you know what I mean? But he's in that conversation, the Super Bowl halftime show, youngest unified champion in the space. And I feel like you guys should be on the same card all the time. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you see certain fighters on the same card. I feel like if he's fighting, you're supposed to be somewhere on that card, bro. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, well, go ahead. I'm gonna touch on that, and because people, meaning when I say people, I'm gonna say these promotional companies, they only they don't see the same, see the same things the way how you would see it or how we'll see it, because for them, most of the time everything's about $1. We invested money into these fighters. Now we want our fighters on the card that we invested money into. Yeah, he'll make the card look good, and yeah, it'll be good for the card. However, we're not gonna get much out of it because he's not our fighter. We haven't invested money into him.
That's what I was saying.
Now that's where the whole thing come in, is like,
right.
And you gotta come in with a little bit more. You gotta give a little bit more than you could take. So you know, that, and that's where we at right now. You know, the conversations is like, all right, cool. You know, what do you come to the table? And we had the same talks and conversations with Top Rank with my first fight. You know, now we 10-0, so hopefully that, you know, we've done enough again to get back on the card again.
No, without a doubt. I know in my mind, I'm picturing they're gonna want to lock you in on some kind of deal, like not allow you to be a one-off, right? Just come in, steal the show, put on one of the best performances of the night, and then you back doing your thing. And they're like, yo, come on, man. They're gonna want to use that as leverage. But is that good leverage at this point? Has Xander built up a following now? Can you see, is there a vision where you can see, like, okay, I'll give y'all 4 fights, 3 fights. I'll give y'all something to, as long as my campaign can be aligned with his campaign. I'm on the undercards. I'm holding it down. I'm blowing up my brand. Is that something attractive to you at this point? Like, and you know, better question. Forget it, Keith. Here's the better question. What does a promoter need to bring to the table outside of the obvious monions, right? Outside of the money, what does a promoter bring to Keith Cologne right now that catches his attention right now? What are you looking for? Because you could do so much on your own. So what are you looking for in a promoter right now that might catch your attention, that might make sense to you right now as an up-and-coming fighter with a crazy following right now?
Yeah, I'm a kind of answer your first question too, because I think that was a good question. I'm gonna be honest. I get what you're saying, but I'm not interested in aligning my career with another fighter. You know, I'm 10-0. Okay. You know, within 5 fights, I could be headlining my own card back in Prudential Center and, you know, take the roof off of there. You feel me? Because I know the fighters here that's going to help me build up that arena. I know the people that I need to help me. You know, like I got real ties in my community, like real relationships. You know, it's no secret to why I have a good support system. Is because we got a good relationship. People, you know, they see me, they know me. You know, I grew up here, I live here. You know, I say that. To answer your second question about promoters, again, a lot of promoters, like I said earlier, they look at fighters as just a dollar. You know, it's like, all right, cool, we got this, we got the TV card, blah, blah. So I just need a promoter to, you know, trust the process. You know, trust the process as if I came gold medal out of the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? You know, those are the ones that they cater to the most. You know, I'm 10-0, but it's still building blocks. Even as a 10-0 guy, you know, we're not just looking to be a world title. We're not looking just to chase a world title. I'm chasing superstar status. You know, with that, you know, you got to be on the right cards. You gotta be treated right by these promotional companies. The media has to be right. You know, let's bring back the 24/7s and the all access again. You know, like these types of things is what takes to build a superstar, and I live by that. So you know, that's what it really would take. You know, just to not look at me as a dollar and just to, you know, work together and build a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
Like it.
Yeah, I love that, man. To speak to what you just said, they Top Rank did that, right, with Xander, right? They attached him to Edgar, right? So Edgar was the headliner and Xander was, you know, the co-main, right? And I used to always say, like, man, Xander is that dude. Like, he's just more versatile. But Edgar was exciting, right? So Top Rank has a reputation of doing that, right? Where that's how they build their fighters. I think Top Rank has the best matchmaking in probably history. You know what I'm saying? But is there somebody that you look to be like, I'm gonna be on this card, Xander versus Boots? It's a big card, it's a big fight, it's in Brooklyn. Is there somebody like you like, and I want to fight that guy on this card because it just makes it that more interesting? Is there somebody that you would be like, yo, listen, can we try to get this dude to fight this dude on this card to make it more interesting?
I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't even know. You feel me? I really wouldn't know because I don't watch. Like, you know, back in the day, I was, you know, even now, you know, I'm still a student of the game. There's always room for improvement. But like, you know how you got some fighters that they just always go to the fights, always watching the fights, watching the younger. Like I don't really watch the people that's coming up, you know, unless it's like a big fight, then I'll tune in. But for me, it's like I pour so much into boxing that when I'm not in the ring or when I don't got a fight coming up, I don't even want to hear about it, you know. So, me personally, like people be throwing names at me. I'm like, I don't even know who he is, and they're like, yo, you wanna come up just as you is, like. But I really, like, humbly speaking, I really don't even know these guys because I don't watch. I'm not tuned in. You feel me? I'm not in the loop with the whole boxing scene. Like the champions that I know right now is Susu. I believe Nick Ball's still champion.
He got clipped. Brandon took him out.
Oh yeah. All right, so Brandon Figueroa and Espinoza. Like those are the only 3 guys that you feel me? I know it's only 4, but like I said Nick Ball, and it was Brandon, so that just shows you like I don't really be even tuned in like that.
You got tunnel vision.
Yeah, and like I don't, you know, my goals is there. Like who am I to be looking to my left, to my right to see who up there right next to me or beside me? You know, that's how you lose the race. You know, just focus on your goal and focus on whoever they put in front of you. And that's really my mindset, my motto.
Gonzalez. That's the fight I want to see. If you're asking me, I want to see you fight Albert Gonzalez. You look him up when you get a chance. I'd love to see you fight him. But yeah, man, I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I am interested in the level up. I'm interested in the big show, the lights. I'm interested in the big, all the effects of 24/7 access. And I know you built for that. That's something. And I like what you said earlier too, as far as some fighters, you know, it's not about championships per se, that comes with it, but you're right. The superstar status, you really are a generational talent, right? But you're more of a signature fight kind of guy. Like the belts almost don't matter. Whoever your contemporaries are, which is generational talent, is what I think the big shows is all about for you. And you definitely could headline your own cards for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, let me get in the super chats. We got Big Herm, brother, in the super chat, dropping a cinco on us in the super chat. He said, what you think about Merriweather and losing to Tony?
You only watch, he just told
you. Should take a step back or stay on the same level. Is he too small for 135, 140?
Yeah, I don't know who Tony is from Oakland.
Yeah. Who's Tony?
Yeah, I'm not the best. I'm not.
I knew her.
You feel me? I'm really not the best guy to be asking these questions. Like I'm really not.
I don't know who Tony from Oakland is either.
Yo, he up and coming, man. They had a great fight. They had a great fight on Zuffa. Merriweather, obviously, you know.
Oh, that's the dude Merriweather fought.
Yeah, who Tony upset him, but yeah, bro, yeah. After he told me he's not. I know he wasn't going to really care about it. Shout out to
I can still kind of talk about it. Like I don't think because I know who Merriweather is, but I don't think just because he lost that he'll be too small. You know, I don't feel like that like implies that he too small or that indicates he's too small for the weight class. You know, he's an upcoming fighter. Maybe you just gotta switch up the game plan. You know, you get comfortable doing one thing. Just, you know, it's a reminder that you can't fight every fight the same. You know, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's actually, for somebody who didn't watch the fight, I thought that was a good assessment of the situation, because that's what it was. I think you know, styles make fights, and the approach was just probably not the right approach. But he's still a great fighter. He should still move forward and do great things. Yo, you put on your Instagram.
Hold on, Clay. Okay. Salute to Thomas Delamuth, brother in the super chat, dropping that cinco on us in the super chat. He said, Keith Cologne's the future. Shout out to Newark and Ironbound Boxing Gym. Salute.
Shout out to God TD.
Eden the Wise brother becoming an official channel member, family member of this here Blue Blood Sports TV. We appreciate you. I appreciate you. Chris Legg, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. Let's make this a weekly event, fellas.
Yeah, no doubt. Keith, I follow you on Instagram. Okay. I know you go to school, you got other things going on, but you gave like this motivational speech the other day. And I was like, yo, this dude is like, you into the motivation thing, right? Like you're into like, and it was a great speech. I can't give you word for word for what it was, but it was just basically giving us the mindset that you had before the fight and how focused you were and how you were tuning out anything negative and you would focus all on nothing positive. You remember you were sitting in your car.
Yeah, I know what video. Yeah, I know what video you're talking about.
Yeah. As far as you as a person outside of boxing, because you're going to college, right? You're going to school. Yeah. What is your aspirations? Are you outside of boxing? What's your aspirations to make it? You're a young dude, bro. You got so many options and you're good at boxing, but clearly, you know what I mean, you're dialed in, you're tapped into the into that space, into a positive space, like a role model almost, you know what I mean? Which is a breath of fresh air in this game, because just because you're a good fighter, we already know role models doesn't have to come with it. But for you, what drives you and what's your aspiration for yourself outside of this game?
What drives me, man, is greatness. You know, that is genuinely what drives me. Greatness, a better life, a future for my family, a better future for my family. Just like, you know, you guys see me, and you know, I'm a fighter and soon to be one of the best to take over the sport. You know, that's the same. Like, I'm that same person in other aspects. You know, like, I'm like, boxing isn't my only lane, so to say. You know, I got like 5, 6 different other lanes that I'm working on at the same time. You know, just as hard and just as much effort that I'm putting into boxing, I'm putting into those other things. It's like I'm a champion in boxing. I'm a champion in like 5, 6 other different things. You know, so you know, now it's to the point where it's all coming together. You know, because it's like, all right, you got a kid graduating with a psychology degree, and he's also a 10-0 boxing standout, you know, but he's from one of the roughest, hardest cities in the world, you know. So now everything is coming together where it's you know, like, who I am, what I embody, and everything that I do. It's all about the show. So yeah, man, just stay tuned, because everything is purposeful. You know, everything that I put out on the internet is purposeful. Nothing is just like, oh yeah, I'm just talking. Nah, everything is purposeful. So you know, soon get the gist of it all.
Is there anything you care to share outside of boxing that you might be involved with that you're proud of right now, that's something you're working on? Just one. I know, listen, you're gonna keep it to your chest, but is anything?
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. Like one of the biggest thing is I'm about to graduate college with a psychology degree. I also do trading. You feel me? That's another source of income that I do, trading. I got an investment portfolio. Soon to, you know, invest in properties. You know, we just building the portfolio up, and just whether that's a business, a fitness studio, you know, whatever that may be. In the next like a year and some change. Yeah, and really, like, you could kind of, the last thing that I say is just like a fitness / life coach. You know, it's just like the same things that you apply into your everyday lifestyle when you train is the same thing that you need to build a championship lifestyle outside of the gym. You know, so a lot of people don't realize that, and they just gravitate towards my insight. So those, like, you know, those are the other lanes that I'm also in at the moment.
How'd you get into day trading?
I've been doing, so I was doing it, you know, I was just curious about it, you know. I'm like, dang, like, how do people just, you know, like people say it's gambling, and then one of my mans that I went to school with, he my age, he actually do it, and at the same time my little cousin was doing it. And I'm like, wait, hold on, like, what? So it just motivated me, because like again, I'm competitive, so it just motivated me to just, you know, just to learn it and get better at it, because it's not gambling, you know. It's just all about, again, discipline, structure, your reads. The same thing like boxing, discipline, structure, and your reads. You know, you can't get too greedy. You gotta know when enough is enough. You gotta listen to your body. You gotta know when to say something for the next day. So it was just really that aspect of it. It was like, dang, like, my man's doing it, my little cousin doing it. All right, let me see if I get comfortable doing it too. And then you know, now here I am, and I'm, you know, I day trade.
No doubt, man. Yeah, I got people who day trade too, man. That's interesting that you jump into something like that because it does take some consistency and discipline, like you said. Are you reading like the Fibonacci charts and stuff like that? Are you candlestick chart reading and moving with that, or are you just kind of like picking winners, like what you seeing, and you just kind of?
Oh yeah, no. I'm past. I don't want to say I'm past the learning phase, because you never too big or
Facts.
too low to learn. So I'm not past the learning phase, but I'm past the phase of like finding out what's my niche. My niche is like, well, for me right now is like I know what I'm looking for when I look at the charts. If I see it, execute. If not, today ain't the day for me to trade. And
Facts.
that's anything. That's with life. It's like you can't how I do something, you may not want to do it that way, but you got it your way. And today may be the day you do it. Today may not be the day you do it. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Salute to my brother Drew Titan LLC in the building. He says, salute, Keith. We see you.
Going on.
My brother Drew Titan. Yeah, man. So, man, I'm excited about your career. Me and Clay. We was just talking the other day, just having a personal conversation. We talk about how we boxing geeks, man. You know what I mean? Like we fans of the sport of boxing, man. So I just want to tell you, I'm excited about your career. As a fan of the sport of boxing, you know what I mean, and your talent. You know what I mean, and the fact that you just add to the fact that you have and this is no slight disrespect to nobody, but you have a solid head on your shoulder, a mature head on your shoulder to be, 23 years old, because a lot of 23-year-olds don't have that mentality. You know what I mean? You have which lets me know, you are worth the investment from us as the fans to invest in Keith Galone, because you know what I mean? Like you're not gonna cheat us, you know what I mean? As the fans. And that's ultimately, I just wanted to tell you that. But go ahead, Clay.
Yeah, no, man, I'm on the same boat, man. I'm watching close and seeing what you're doing next. You're one of the up and coming. Do you consider yourself a prospect still at 10 fights in your career? Do you consider yourself on prospect? Where do you see yourself right now? As far as like, how do you think the game? Do you still see yourself there?
Truthfully, I see my career is different. It's gonna always be different than the rest, than a normal career. Like how you said earlier, it's like kind of like the Devin Haney route. So it's like even when he was a prospect, he had notoriety behind him. He had a fan base behind him. So it's like can't really consider him a prospect because he got the it factor. He got the total package. However, I'll say I'll say what I believe separates a contender, a prospect from a contender is when a fighter starts fighting former world champions. That's when you become a contender because the next step is to contend for a world title. So me right now, I haven't fought any former world champions. I fought somebody that fought for a title, but I haven't fought a former world champion. So I wouldn't even say, in that aspect that, it's safe to say I'm a contender. However, by the end of this year, I'll definitely be a contender. I also don't believe I'm a prospect. That's, I also don't
Because
believe I'm a
you're kind of
prospect.
like, how many 8-round fights you have in your belt right now? Like 1 or 2? Two, right?
Two.
Right.
Yeah.
So are we gonna level that up? Do you see yourself in your next fight maybe going to some 10 rounders, or are you just gonna stay comfortable, work out at 8 for a little bit?
Yeah, nah. I feel like eight is reasonable. Because it's not about, for me, it's not about how many 8 rounders I fought. It's about the quality of opposition that I'm fighting. It's about the experience. I want to fight, you know, fighters that's, like I said before, contended for a world title. And then once for real, the only thing that separates a 10-round fighter from a 12-round fighter is a world title.
Right.
Because you could be a 10-round fighter, but once it becomes you fighting for a world title, it has to hit up to 12. So that's really the only difference. You could be a champion and not fight for a world title, or you could be a champion and because your title is not on the line, it could still be a 10-round fight. So yeah, so I say that.
Keith, do you want to speak on the Guevara fight that you had? That fight right there went like, I think that was the most competitive fight that you was in. I don't know, how did you feel about that fight? You almost went to a decision. You almost went to the 8th round. You know what I mean? But that fight, you got an opportunity. Like I think you were saying earlier, like what you kind of were disappointed about in the last fight. You had an opportunity to really show levels, adjustments you had to make, but like in Keith Cologne fashion, you end up stopping him. You know what I'm saying? But do you want to speak on that fight at all? It separated that fight from all the other fights that you had, that you were able to, end those fights inside of 2, 3, 4 rounds?
Yeah, well, all right. So even about that fight, I wouldn't even say that was a competitive fight because I felt like each round I was in total control. Now, it separated that fight from the other fights was what caused that fight to go 7 rounds is simply the fact that I thought he was bluffing me, like this is like he was a fighter that fought for the world title, so he's supposed to be my toughest test. And I'm thinking, he's trying to lure me in. Even my coaches, stay patient, just work behind your jab. When come, he's gonna eventually try to push the issue. And then once we got to like the sixth, going into the 7th round, my coach just told me, he's like, all right, look, we in the 6th, we about to go to the 7th round. We're gonna press him, and in the 8th, we're gonna stop him. So even when I got to the 7th round, I stopped him. But if you looked at my reaction when that fight ended, I kind of had the same reaction as this one. I was just like, oh. But that was because I wanted a more cleaner finish. I felt like he ran around the ring a lot, so I wanted to get a fans more of an exciting finish. Like, all right, rather than the ref just leave it off because he got knocked down so many times.
It sounds like to me you your own worst critic. You your toughest critic.
Oh yeah, for sure. Even when I got to the back, my last fight, my coach was like, "Yo, what's wrong? Like you over there being a madman?" Like I'm like, "Nah, I just I wanted things to go a little bit different." He's like, "Look, man, you went in there. Not only did you get the job done, but if you was to let them live a little bit longer, what would they be saying about you? What type of fighter? Oh, he's all hype, he's all this. So you got in there, you landed a good shot, you jumped on him, and that was it."
Let me say this to you. I know this might be, I don't know if you know who Joe Montana is.
I know it is.
Okay, so Joe Montana, when he won his first Super Bowl, his dad came in the locker room and he said, "What's wrong?" He said he sat in the corner, and his dad came in the locker room and he said, "Why you not celebrating? You finally got the Super Bowl." And he said, "I ain't give the fans the performance that I wanted to give them." And I wanted to tell you that because that's the mindset that greats have.
Champion. Yeah.
Yeah. And just you never ever lose that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Never lose that, because look what he turned out to be, arguably the greatest quarterback in history. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He won the Super Bowl. He was a Super Bowl MVP. But he said, "Listen, I ain't give the fans what they came to see. Me run up the score." You know what I'm saying? And so that's a great mindset that you have, man. Salute to the brother 71 Pete Nice. He said, "That's my bro Ephraim, nephew from Newark. Keith is a smart young man. Stay blessed."
For sure, appreciate that.
Yeah, man. You got always keep that mindset, man, because that's the mindset that the greats have. You know what I'm saying? It's just also Floyd. After he beat Canelo, he was like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was okay. You know what I mean? It wasn't what I was looking for. That's the mindset that greats have. You know what I mean? And clearly you have that mindset. So again, like I said, it gives us as fans, myself as media and fans, and my brother Clay, to invest in you, because you ain't gonna shortchange us, man. I want to ask you about another fight. What's your thoughts on this? Raymond Ford versus Oshaki Foster.
Jersey.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a great fight. I feel like that's a great test for Raymond Ford. That's a great test for Shockey. But I feel like you're gonna see the dog, and you're gonna see the. Well, we already saw the dog in Raymond Ford, but you're gonna see the dog mixed with scales. I'm rooting for Ford. Oh, that's my guy, and I feel like you're gonna be victorious.
Keith, what do you think when we talk about Raymond Ford, being that you do have a personal relationship with him? What do you think? If you had to say there was one thing that people haven't picked up on yet, right? Like the thing that separates them, like what's the most signature or significant thing about Raymond Ford that you think the boxing space has yet to realize yet that they're going to as the competition goes up and he continues to fight? Is there anything about him that kind of the X factor about Raymond Ford?
I wouldn't even say that. I feel like he kind of showed his X factor, which is just his way to win. I feel like that's the ultimate X factor, his way to win. But I'd say maybe what he don't get enough credit for is his toughness, because he's kind of looked at as just a boxer, but he's not. Like, I don't feel like he get praised for his toughness as a Triple G type fighter would, or a Mike Tyson type of fighter would, but just because he boxed, like, kid got grit, he tough, and it showed when he fought for the world title and he had to dig
Right.
down,
Yeah.
and you feel me, and he had to take it out in the last round. But it's also a credit to his name. He called himself the Savage. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that he don't get enough credit for. Is just being a dog. That's what we'll call it, being a dog.
What haven't we seen in you, Keith? What haven't we seen that what's the we've seen the killer instinct, right? I've seen so many different things, but as a fighter who's got a perfect record, 10 wins, 10 knockouts, not happy with his last performance, even though he knocked him out in the first round. The performance for that, every performance you had, you stopped somebody. So what does a signature fight bring out of you that you want to show the space? You know what I'm saying? Like what haven't we seen that you just kind of like, because I feel like you haven't had a chance to show us and you're frustrated. What is it that we haven't seen that we need to see from Keith that right opponent will bring out of you?
Yeah, man, it's not specifically. It's just me as a fighter. That's the best way I could put it. It's nothing specifically. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, that I could box, that I'm slick, or this or that. Because it's just me as a fighter and how I adjust, and how just the way how I go about things. Certain people counter things the same way. A jab come there, catch it, shoot the jab back. Me, I do 100 different things, and I know what I could do in the ring, and that's just what separates me and make me different. That's the part of the game that I want to show, is when everybody step left, I go right. When everybody do all of this, how easy and effortless I make the hard things look. So that's my game right there.
Yeah, like Max B, right? I'll go that way.
Yeah.
I'll go that way. When y'all do this, I do the other thing. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
For sure.
When y'all zig, I zag.
Zig, I zag. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Hey, champ, we're gonna let you go, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. And man, I'm looking forward to seeing you June 27th, man. Looking
Appreciate
forward.
y'all for having me.
Yeah, get on that card,
Appreciate
champ. Do what you
We
got to do, man.
got
Get on that
got to
card.
get you. Got to campaign for that, man. It's a must. It's a must, man. Summertime. Yeah, summertime here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Puerto Rican Day Parade around that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's go time, man. You know what I'm saying? The city gonna be turned up at that time. So we got to get you on that card, man. But just let the people know where they can find you, and just something that you want them to know.
Yeah, you can follow me. You can find me on Instagram at official Keith Cologne. Any info, any fight vlogs, if you haven't seen any of my fights, you could just go on YouTube at Keith Cologne, look them up. Mostly all my fights is up there, and just stay tuned on the journey, man. It's a long way to go.
Yes, sir, man. I'm happy to be a part of your journey starting off now, man. So once you hit that, you know what I'm saying, that mark, bang, I'd be like, man, I remember when he was here. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Be able to follow that journey, man. That's a beautiful thing, man. Anything else you got for him, Clay?
Nah, man. I'm waiting like everybody else, man. I'm waiting like everybody else, man. Do your thing, man. Great head on your shoulders, bro. Great head.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you, champ. Salute.
Salute.
Peace.
Yeah, that's good, man. He's a star in the making, bro. He's already a star in the city, but if he gets that right machine behind him, or I don't know what it is, but to me, it seems easier for it to put the machine. But I understand what you're saying, though, as far as keeping that independent spirit. But I also want a fan. I want to see the fights.
You know why, Clay? Because fighters like Keith, that myself, yourself, we appreciate. You know what I'm saying? Because we know, like the Devins of the world, like the Terrence Crawfords of the world, he gonna chase down. Like he said, he chasing down anyway already in his mind. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And those fighters, I can't stand for them to get caught in the box by the politics, and things start to drag out. Again, we seeing it in real time with Virgil right now, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's a hard. But there's the good ones. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you gotta listen. It's a dice. You throw the dice because you got the fighters who you know what I mean, who benefited from it, right? Mm-hmm. My thing, I guess, with Keith is if you've got it figured out, don't fix what ain't broken, right?
Right. That's my point.
But in 126-pound division, he's gonna eventually go up to I don't know what I forgot to ask him what his ceiling was, where he thought he'd close out.
I wanted to ask him that too.
Yeah, like where he would close it out, but I don't want his contemporaries to leave the space. You know what I'm saying? And he's getting in too late, or so there's got to be balance there. You know what I mean? There's got to be balance for him to balance out the business, the opportunity, whatever it is. But as a boxing fan, just selfishly speaking, I want to see him in front of the best opponents. And if he can do that as an independent guy, do it. You know what I mean? By all means. But me, I don't care how you do it. I'm more concerned about you doing it. So
yeah, that's ultimately my thing. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to see him in a box or politics playing a part and all that nonsense, man. Brother YG Mine in the super chat dropping that cinco on us in the super chat. He said, glad to see you live again, Blue. Random. I'm really getting tired of Mel Charlo. Always thought more Charlo was 10 times better. What's your thoughts?
The Charlos have priced themselves out of boxing. Jamel especially. Jamal might literally listen. That's PBC politics. So you already know we start that conversation. They're gonna say we hating.
It's a rabbit hole.
You know what I mean? That's a rap. So I'm not gonna jump in there. I'm just gonna say those guys, in my opinion, Jamel Charlo's priced himself out of boxing. You know what I'm saying? And I think there's a lot of that going on right now. And listen, even on the back end of this Turkey campaign, there's fighters, and Devin Haney being one of them. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just the price point has been set to a certain degree. It feels like now if Turkey isn't funding it, then it's like impossible for these guys to get the fights where they're comfortable with that price point. So Turkey's still here though for those guys. We'll see what happens. But Jamel lost his Turkey. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He ain't got no Turkey no more, and he can't find a reason outside of the biggest bag of money to jump back into the sport. So yeah, bro, I wouldn't expect to see him no time soon, because until that gets figured out, Jamel doesn't seem like he's willing to take a step back to take 2 steps forward right now.
That's a great point, Clay. You know what? I didn't even look at it from that standpoint. Yeah, I'm glad because you're right. Al Heyman was his Turkey.
Yep.
And now he doesn't have that Turkey, but he's accustomed to a certain lifestyle.
Yep. And he can't figure it out. He can't figure that out yet. Like he's you know what it is, Two Blues, like I want to be so respectful when I say this, right? These fighters don't have the discernment to acknowledge being overpaid, and we celebrate you for getting that, but also being able to bring it back and rein in that and say, okay, I'm gonna have to take this for my legacy. I'm gonna have to build myself back up because I know that situation was a unique situation. That's like a lick. Like that's like I had a friend of mine in Atlanta, right, who worked at was it TNT or TBS? Turner Broadcast, whatever. So TNT, right? Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I had a little lick going on where I got the MacBooks that they gave to the IT department. I'd get them for like 150, 200, brand new in the box. Like, and I would sell them. I'd take them to another spot and I flip them for like 500, 700. They'd sell it for like 1,500. Like, you know what I mean? I would do this every week. When it stopped, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, or actually it wasn't even like it stopped. It was one day that he was like, yo, I can get him for you, but you're gonna have to shoot me at least 400 or 500 for him, bro. Come on, bro. You already know. I was a little pain in the ass. What are you talking about, man? Come on. Meanwhile, the book is worth 2,500. You know what I'm saying? So I had to rein it in to realize that 500 was a deal too. You know what I'm saying? That I was getting it for the 150. If I didn't have that discernment, though, I would have took it personal. I'd have burned bridges. I'd have felt like I got robbed. But nah, bro, you have to understand when you coming up, it's a come up. But at the same time, when that's over with, what about your career? What about your legacy? What about what you came in the game before you knew the come up was there? That Al had the hook up and he was moving things around a little weird in the back and cutting you off some bread so he can cut him off some bread. But Al ain't doing that no more. So what are you ready to do to get back into the game and show everybody that you're the best fighter in the world? What are you willing to do?
Now, but let me ask you this though, Clay. Is it a possibility? Is it a possibility that they was being lied to, right? And they don't really know. Man, when I say that is this, right? Let's say Al was going to them. We know he was overpaying them. We know that, right? But let's say Al was overpaying them and telling them, hey man, you sold this amount of many tickets. Meanwhile, he didn't. You see what I'm saying, Clay?
I completely understand, but somebody like Keith Cologne, right? He gonna have that discernment. He gonna be like, yeah, whatever, yeah, okay. But I'm getting the bag. But so when he turns off, though, he's gonna be able to be truthful with himself. You know, you've been out of the game, as I'm speaking on Jermell Charlo. You've been outside of boxing now for 4 years. Right? Three going on 4 years, right? 3?
No, 3 years. Going on 3 years.
Okay, going on 3 years.
Yeah.
You sit down with Najee and you say, I've been ready to fight. I've been ready to get back in the game. Y'all, and I love how he puts y'all on us like, no, Al, stop it. Don't say y'all. We don't make fights for you. But anyway, that being said, y'all didn't want to do this. Y'all didn't want to do that. Okay, at this point, Blue, okay, you thought what you thought 3 years ago. Right. But at this point,
at some point you gotta wake up.
Where's the discernment now to be like,
now at some point you gotta wake up. Yeah.
Come on.
No, I get it. I completely get that. Yeah. You're right. You're right.
After 3 years,
right.
There's some delusion now where you're just refusing now at this point to own up to anything. You want to put everything on the back show. So I mean, anyway, not to stay too long in it, but Jermell, that's what I think about that.
Yeah, and I think from the very beginning, we all, well, at least the majority of the fans thought Jamal was the better of the Charlos.
Facts, I do.
Until Jamel left and Jamal kind of faded to the back, and Jamel had that run at 54, right? Because like once Jamal had beat J-Rock, it was like, bro, he's that dude. We already thought that he had the best jab in boxing, right?
Facts.
But it was like, okay, he's really that dude. When he did the catch and shooting and bang and put him out, and after everybody said he was ducking J-Rock, like that was his exclamation point, right? That was the moment we all was like, okay, he is who we thought he was, right? But then he kind of started just, inactivity, fighting here, fighting there. We never got the Canelo fight. We never got the Triple G fight. You know what I'm saying? It just like, he just kind of faded off a little bit when Jamel started to have that reign.
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you. I think Jamal kind of had the when Jamel took that loss, you know what I'm saying, to Tony Harrison, Jamal was kind of there for him, like just kind of like, but I think he had that like that survivor's guilt a little bit. Like, damn, my little brothers. Well, I mean, because you know they're twins, but I think Jamal's like the oldest, like who came out first, right? Like Jamal's the oldest.
Yeah, Jamal's
he's like my little bro, you know. I'm gonna be there for him in a certain way, and I think when Jamel's always seemed like he has. I'm speculating right now. Right? I'm just reading the room. He seemed like he's always had a bit of a
speculation. It's who he is, right? You can see he left 54 to give it to Jamel.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say. And Jamel kind of like was always kept this resentment to his older brother, almost a crazy resentment, and even with the becoming undisputed, still had this resentment. And I think he kind of made Jamal uncomfortable at being great, right? Because the greater Jamal got, the more it seemed like Jamel had this weird resentment towards his brother who wasn't even undisputed.
Right. He always, and I don't want to say this to start to drive a wedge, but Jamal has the Keyshawn Davis mentality. Where Keyshawn, everything he do, he got to bring his brothers, right? He can't do nothing by himself, right? He's got to include them, right? Remember that movie, A League of Their Own?
Yeah. The old baseball, the old baseball with the women. Yeah. She brought her little sister with her.
Yeah,
and like finally had to separate. The sister always had that resentment.
Right. Because we remember at 54, we was like, we want to see Jamal versus him. We want to see Jamal versus him. We want to see Jamal, you know what I'm saying? Because Jamel was the boxer, right? He wasn't as excited. And Jamal was exciting with the jab, with the boxing, with the knockouts. And you're right, Clay. He started to just be like, all right, he felt the need. He felt obligated to include Jamel.
And dim his light a little bit. I've been in that situation, bro. I've been in a situation we got the friend. That's why I always say, man, get people who are kind of like-minded to yourself, bro. And I tell my kids that, my son, I said, there's going to be a point in time where your state game going to be Wagyu.
Right.
But if your guy's state game ain't Wagyu, what you going to do? You going to eat Wagyu steaks in his face, or you going to lower yourself down to eating Denny steaks because you don't want to make him feel bad? You're going to have to make a decision at some point to be like, I'm a Wagyu steak dude, bro. So I could pay for a couple of times, but I'm not changing my diet for you, bro. Like,
or you're gonna find yourself sharing it and never being full.
So you got to figure out. And I think Jamal chose. I think the mental health thing is he tried to choose his brother in so many different ways, and I don't think Jamel ever chose Jamal. And I think that hurt him in his spirit to a degree, to where boxing almost didn't do it for him like that. Because every time Jamal gets in the ring, bro, he shows up.
Right.
Well, everything outside, the antics in between, it gets crazy.
No matter what he's going through.
He gets in that ring, he locks in, bro. He locks in.
His talent is undeniable. You can see it. Like, the more you watch him, it's like, yeah, he could beat Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Bro, like,
you at least want to see it.
Right.
Like, you at least want to see it, because you just like, bro, this dude is just.
This dude is just, his talent is just different. Victor Griffin, brother, in the super chat, dropping that cinco on us in the super chat. He said, "Blue blood in the house, without a doubt. Salute, King. Good to see you live, brother. Salute to your family." Yeah, man. So
Ozzy in the building. Welcome down, Van Houder. Demazion Van Houder's father in the building. Salute. Future American heavyweight phenom, Demazion Van Houder, bro.
Yes, sir. Robert Singleton, brother, in the super chat, dropping that cinco on us in the super chat. He said, crazy how there's no bread for a former undisputed champ like Mel, but yet Ben gets $15 million for the region performance and never been a champion. And the thing is, it goes back to what Clay was just saying, though. You got to understand, you got to read the room, right, Clay?
Right.
And they're not reading the room. Like, they want to still stay loyal to this side.
Right.
Get this money, but it's not there.
Right. Ben got a gift. He got a gift for a reason. There was a purpose that they gave him the money, because I don't think he's worth 15. But at the end of the day, that's the exception, not the rule.
Right.
right? So Jamel, you know what I'm saying? Jamel can't get 15 million, even though he's more accomplished. Conor didn't get it because he's accomplished. Conor did it because he fit a certain moment in time that they wanted to catch, whether it's his newfound glory in England. You know, don't on the back end, you see Sky Sports jumps into bed with Zuffa. All these different things on the UK side aligned correctly in that point in time for Zuffa. That Ben was just in the right place at the right time, and he got a gift. He's the exception. But Jamel, to look at that and be like, why he get that? You can't, that's not the norm. That's the exception. Mm-hmm. That's not the rule. We need the discernment part to kick in so these things start making more sense, and we don't have to compare apples to broccoli. You know what I'm saying?
And another thing is, you gotta remember that was kind of a pass off, right? That people don't realize. Remember, he was not supposed to. That money was supposed to be for him to fight on Zuffa,
right?
Solely, right? Exclusively on Zuffa against a world champion,
right?
I think this is what I've been told behind the scenes is that once they started having issues because they wanted to make the Ryan Garcia fight,
right,
and have to share the wealth, right? With Conor Ben, but then there started becoming issues with the sanction bodies, and then Oscar, and we know Oscar and Dana White and all of that started to become an issue because he was not supposed to get 15 million for Regis. This was supposed to be 15 million for him to fight exclusively on Zuffa for a championship, while at the same time His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh keeping him busy, and he was supposed to get 4 million to fight Regis, while as a bridge to the next fight, already be signed to Zuffa. But from my understanding, Zuffa's not even interested in bringing him back.
Yeah, man, Zuffa I'm telling you right now, and I'm going to give you just my take on it. Dana White has a vision for Zuffa. Turkey has a vision for boxing, and he wants to use Zuffa in it, and Dana kind of fell back like, all right, man, but that's not, I said what I said for a reason. I don't want to deal with these sanctioning bodies. He doesn't care about signing these superstars. He's literally trying to build it from the ground up. He cares more about the Robert Merriweathers, the Damazian Van Houters, the Julian Rodriguez's. That's what his focus is on, building it from the ground. Turkey's like, all right, but let's, bring in Conor Ben real quick over there. Bring in Jairo Pataya over there real quick. Bring in, Dana's like, it ain't mine. I'm going to be real with you. It ain't mine. You pay me a salary every year to do this. So if you want to do that, go ahead and do it. But when it don't work out the way you wanted to work out, remember, I told you that's not the way we got to approach this. My plan is judge me in a year, then judge me in 3, then judge me in 5.
He literally wants to build his own version of boxing.
Period.
And he don't care. And Turkey still wants the splash names, right?
Right.
The splash fights, the splash names to bring attention to it, right? Because again, Turkey is a fan, is a super fan of boxing with a super amount of money. So, immediately he's like, let's match him with him. I got the money to do it.
He's into the spectacle thing too. I don't know if anybody notices that about him. So he's into the great fights, but he's also into the spectacle
whole show
aspect of it. Yeah. So he's always thinking outlandishly to a certain degree, right? You know what I mean? But Dana's more like, okay, we're gonna rein it in though, because the business aspect of it, the success of this thing making sense in 3 to 5 years, it steps to this thing. So they're working that out between each other, figuring it out. I don't know. I'm watching it from a distance, but when it comes to Zuffa boxing, I was talking to Angelo about this the other day. I said, when it comes to Zuffa boxing, I'm into the league idea of it. Right. I'm okay with fighters that I don't know, that I'm getting to know, fighting on that league. I don't need Devin Haney fighting at Zuffa. I don't need Shakur fighting at Zuffa. I don't need those guys doing that, bro.
Because we are okay with the patience of watching the build up.
Facts.
It's just building boxing. You know what I'm saying? So, for instance, we watch Friday night fights, Tuesday night fights, Wednesday night fights. Right. That wasn't. I mean, it happened so that these dudes passed through there, right? Like Floyd, Zab Judah, But the era was different, right? You had to. There was steps, right? You had to go through that step to get to this step. You know what I mean? To the networks like HBO and Showtime. Today's time, you don't have to. So the patience is not there, right?
Right.
Everybody wants to splash, right? Oh, it's amazing to me that people will say like, man, Zuffa's trash. But these same folks, if you tell them, bruh, rewind 5 years, you were saying the zone was trash.
Right. And but the Zuffa, like the last Zuffa card, it was if you don't like boxing, you don't like boxing. It's okay. The card was magnificent, bro. It delivered, bro. The fights delivered, man. Stoppages and everything. Super competitive fights, man. Upsets. It was a good card. It was better than, listen, I'm not going to even go there, right? But the production, the opportunity, and what Dana's doing on the back end, expanding with Sky Sports. Now they're getting seen in the UK, Ireland, 30 different countries. Paramount is invested in. Paramount is on the verge of closing out a deal with buying Warner Brothers. That's going to go crazy when that's all finalized. It's going to give a lot of fighters like a Keith Colon, you know, an opportunity to make a decision for himself on what kind of stage he wants to be on. You know what I mean? Very different from a pro box setup. Shout out to pro box.
Right.
First of all, respectfully, shout out, but it's a different energy. It's a reigniting and a reinvestment into the sport. The big companies got out of boxing. Showtime got out of boxing. ESPN got out of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Their Netflix is in boxing now. You know what I'm saying? All these big networks are in boxing now, and it's because of Turkey. It's because of his influence. That's going to be the back end of watching Turkey walk away a little bit, because he is backing up a little bit. We all feeling it. He's backing up a little bit. He's not as willing to just splurge like he used to be. He's doing everything more strategically, and people are going to start saying, oh, I thought the money was forever. I thought okay. You guys just don't have vision enough to understand the impact can't be taken away.
Mm-hmm.
Top Rank being on the zone, 4 of the big boxing promotional companies and a bunch of little ones like Misfits and all them being under the zone, slowly destroying the across the street politics of the sport. That's on the back end of Turkey. That's what happens when promoters get motivated, when Eddie Hearns gets competitive and starts cussing at Dana White. I'm salute to the whole thing. I'm here for it all, bro, because it produces more fights. That's how we got Xander Zayas versus Jerome Buchanan coming in June. You think that would have ever happened 2-3 years ago, bro? The across the street politics of this game would never allow a 23-year-old unified champion to get in the ring with a damn Jerome Buchanan, bro. You know what I'm saying? It would never have happened. That happens because the zone sees what Paramount's doing with Zuffa, and they're letting the promoters know we want the biggest fights, and that's what we want. That's why the zone pushes back at Errol Spence versus Virgil Ortiz. It says, what? Oscar, we're not interested in that, bro. We need Virgil and Boots. That's what happens when the free market kicks into gear. So people have to, use their discernment to kind of understand what they're looking at and what's happening in real time to the game.
Hey, Kate Crowder, my brother. What's up, family? God's Warrior, salute, family. How you feeling? Ramon Walker said that's cap. Blue, the difference is the zone. It's not cap. Please stop.
Yeah, you're missing it.
Please stop, great brother. I think y'all be forgetting that I was one of the people that was involved in being the media members when the zone was just breaking ground in the U.S.
Right.
And everybody was making fun of the zone. Everybody.
Oh, yeah. Streaming, that's not going to last long.
Gonna be trash. Eddie Hearn don't know what he's doing. Eddie Hearn is overpaying fighters. Mm-hmm. Remember, they paid Mikey Garcia all that money.
Canelo.
Come on, man. Stop it, great brother.
He almost lost it because of how much money he ultimately lost on the back end of trying to do what he did.
Don't. The hindsight is 2020. You know what I'm saying? No, ain't nobody. Everybody was clowning the zone. Everybody. Leonard Ellaby, Bob Arum, you name them, the fans, everybody.
Yeah.
And when I was going to the zone, groundbreaking this and that, y'all was in, man, nobody want to see that. Nobody want to see that. Now all of a sudden, nah, the zone was frowned upon.
100% joke. That they brought Canelo over there to try to bring some validation to the platform. You know what I'm saying? So I think the important thing that it's just like a song that you don't like. If they play it on the radio long enough, bro, you'll let it play.
You get used to it.
You'll drive down the street before you know it, you'll be at the end of the song like, damn, I never heard the third verse on this song because you thought it was trash in the beginning. But marketing don't fail. Dollars don't fail. Zuffa has a machine behind it, has a big amount of money, and not just Turkey, 500 million, 100 million a year from Paramount.
Right.
They're going to the likeliness of them failing is just not high. It just isn't. You know what I mean? It's just not high.
Again, like I always say, Clay, people are afraid of change.
Yeah.
In every walk of life, right? So, you know, as soon as it's announced, oh, it's going to be trash, man. Look at this trash. Look at this. Everybody was complaining. Eddie Hearn is overpaying. Now Eddie Hearn is doing what they was doing to him.
Yeah. But it's all good as long as they're giving us the fights, Blue.
Right.
I'm here for it. Like, bro, as long as y'all working, I don't care about nothing else. I'm trying to tell you, like, I don't care. Make the fight. The biggest thing I got against Oscar is Virgil and Boots not happening. I don't like none of your clapback Thursdays. You know what I mean? But I don't care. You can do all the clapback Thursdays you want to talk all the shit you want, as long as at the end, fights are made. Now, when you start getting in front of the fights, that's when it becomes an issue.
1,000%. 1,000%. Now, I want to talk about this last thing, then we're going to get out of here. But
For sure.
I wanted to talk about right before we came on. I don't know if you saw this. Shakur went on the rant. Did you see it?
Listen, first of all, we're going to definitely disagree on this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Trust me when I tell you this, because shout out to Shakur, bro. He's shaking the game up. He's talking his shit. I'm happy for my guy, bro. I don't care. He's been the B-side forever. He's never been able to get those signature fights. He accomplished something mega spectacular January 31st. He shut out the takeover, all that shit that the takeover was talking, all the racist activity and all the shenanigans he was caught up in. He made that man apologize for slavery at the end of the fight, bro.
Sure did.
If my guy gonna talk a little shit, bro, and troll and poke the bear a little bit, so what, bro? It is what it is. We've had to sit here through how many years of Gervonta Tank Davis not making the big fights, pulling people up from weight classes, doing all types of nonsense. We had to watch Shakur pretty much beg Devin Haney for a fight. Devin said, I'm the man, offered him the fight. Then, you know what I'm saying, Shakur didn't take the first deal, and Devin went to 140, which I have no problem with. But I'm just saying Shakur has been humble too long. He's been in his corner, unable to move the needle too long. Now he's got the ball, bro. And they say it's never fun when the rapper got the gun, bro. And Shakur is the money man right now. Turkey is rocking with Shakur. He's the biggest bag for a lot of fighters right now who can't make fights. Let my man live on. Let him. He's just talking. It's just talking, man.
And I don't have. And my thing is this, right? I don't have an issue with him talking. The thing is, he misspeaks, right? When you say you contradict yourself again, you got to have accountability. I again, he could talk. He's that dude. I've been saying that he could beat Tank and all this forever and a day. Yeah. I believe Shakur is that dude, right?
Yeah.
I believe him and Devin's a 50-50 fight, regardless of who wins or whatever. They both uber talented. And outside of that, unless he went above, 54 or something ridiculous, I don't think, and this is no slight to nobody else. Maybe I'm missing somebody. I apologize, but maybe Keyshawn, but then I don't even count it because then I don't think, I just, whatever. But outside of Devin, I don't really see anybody having a chance, and it may be to beat him. Am I saying that right? Like
Shakur's most difficult fight is going to be against some Eastern European that we can't pronounce his name, and we ain't seen him coming. And he's going, he's going to come out of nowhere. It's going to be, but the names in the game ain't got nothing for Shakur, brother, except for Devin, I would say.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like I don't see anybody beating. I just don't see it. You know what I'm saying? I think that there's fighters out there that can challenge him, but as far as favoring somebody over him, I don't favor anybody over him. I think Devin is a 50-50 fight.
Right.
I personally think that Devin could win. I'm, slight. I give Devin the edge slightly because of his size, his arm reach.
Yeah, I think if Shakur goes, and I think Shakur acknowledges that, right? When he's talking about the catch weights and the rehydration clauses, what he's acknowledging is Devin is a worthy opponent to where at the table we negotiate and we leverage our brands, we leverage our accomplishments, and we move the pieces in the right place to benefit ourselves. I get what I need, you get what you need, we figure it out. I'm telling everybody, in my opinion, Shakur's in the driver's seat right now. He's in the driver's seat with a lot because what he moves, and he's using it as he should, though. As a person,
and again, like I said, I don't disagree with that. I just disagree with you. Just have to have accountability. You know what I'm saying? That's my only thing. Just have.
What do you want to be accountable for? What do you want him to do? What do you want him to do?
For if we call you out for saying this and then doing this, don't. I'm not a hater. I'm a hater because
you're not a hater, but you're a hater. You're not a hater, but you're a hater. You're a hater because I'm cocky. I'm doing my thing.
But that's the thing. You can be that way. I could care less. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my favorite fighters was Prince Nassim Hamed. I don't care how cocky you are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just be accountable. You know what I'm saying? Don't blame the people. No. You can't blame the people.
But I did it. Y'all mad, and I'm gonna keep doing it now. Because I feel some kind of way, because let's be real. I had a bad performance against De Los Santos, and y'all clowned me, bro, for years, bro. I don't like that.
And you see, look. But look, right, Clay. Even with that, I didn't say he had a bad. I said
no, but I'm just saying generally.
In general, no. But I'm saying I thought that with injured hands, so on and so forth, you did what you did. You know what I'm saying? Every fight is not going to look spectacular.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
I cheered him on. I tried. I got cussed out in a lot of rooms trying to tell everybody, come on, bro. How many times
we watched Muhammad Ali get dropped before he in a fight that was supposed to be a tune-up that you know what I'm saying? He had to survive, right? I mean, I watched Pernell Whitaker, I watched Sugar Ray Leonard, I watched Lennox Lewis get obliterated by dudes he should not have. Vladimir Klitschko getting stoned by dudes he should not have gotten stoned by.
Right.
Floyd's toughest fights was against what's his name? Chop Corley, Emmanuel Augustus, but then he fought Pacquiao, Canelo, he dominated him. Diego Corrales, he dominated them. So again, I get it. It's just I don't like when fighters complain and blame the fans and the media for them contradicting themselves. No. If you said, I'm going to go to 147 and dominate 147, and now you're talking about, hey, no, I need a catch weight. Bro, you said you was going to do this.
Hey, I changed my mind, man. I don't want to do that no more, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. I like what you just said, Clay. I like what you just said. Just say, I changed my mind. You see what I'm saying?
But why I got to say it when I did it?
No, because now you saying
I changed my mind.
I ain't say that. Y'all trying to force me to go to 47. Y'all
wait,
want me.
Hold on.
You said you was going when you missed weight against Robinson. I was in the building, huh?
I just want to be accurate. So what you're saying is Shakur said he was going to 147.
Yes,
and then he changed his mind.
I
don't remember it like that. I don't remember it like that.
Well, yeah, it don't matter what you
I don't remember it like that. I'm sorry, bro. Somebody got to stand for truth. Somebody else, I got you. Bro. I don't remember it like that.
Clay, I was in the building when he fought Robinson Casasiao. He missed weight. He said, I'm going to end up at 147.
Okay.
And I'm collecting all them belts.
All right. That's it. That doesn't mean I'm doing it right now. He still stands by that, and he says he will.
But this is what he said. He said, I outgrew this weight. I couldn't make the weight I tried to. That's when he missed weight for Robinson Casasiao. I remember everybody was jumping on him, right? Mm-hmm. And he said, I couldn't make the weight. I tried. I'm growing. What y'all want me to do?
I remember.
Then he said, I'm eventually, I can see myself, I'm probably going to be at 147.
Right.
Then he said, no, I'm going to collect all them belts. Whoever the champions, I'm getting all them belts.
Right.
Cool. So how is it that we are trying to force you to go to 147?
You forcing him to do it before he's ready to do it. That's the difference.
No.
Just because I say I'm gonna get me something, I'm gonna do something.
I'm
doing
Clay,
it. I'm still doing it. I don't gotta do it now.
No, Clay, no. When he said,
I got you, Sam. We ain't gonna let it fly. I got you. Go ahead, Blue. I got you. We gonna do this.
He went from that to saying, I'm too small for 47.
Okay.
That's a big difference from saying I'm not
but
ready
he's
to go.
growing. All right, so yo, listen, right? I'm at 130. I can't make the weight. I feel like I miscalculated. I thought I was growing more, and I've stopped. I plateaued a little bit where I'm not. Look at me and Devin were in the same conversation, and now we're not. Devin has grown. Life has treated him differently. He's become this way bigger fighter.
Life ain't treated him differently.
I'm not. What are you talking about? Me and you go to the same school, right? And we might be the same height, 9th grade, 10th grade. We think we doing the same thing. Then all of a sudden, 11th grade come. I'm 6'3". You 5'11". What happened? I got bigger than you. You thought me and you was gonna do the same thing, but we didn't do the same thing. We did something different. You know what I mean?
Life been treating them differently.
Hey, bro, stuff happens, bro. We're gonna stop jumping on my guy Shakur, bro.
I get what you're saying, but he got to say, listen, you know what? I thought I was gonna be able to go do X, Y, and Z physically.
But I'm not telling y'all that because there's too much respect involved in that. I got beef with y'all, bro. I got smoke with y'all.
Why you got beef with y'all
like that? I'm just gonna do what I want to do, and y'all gonna sit there and watch me. Y'all gonna buy the pay-per-views, and y'all gonna hate me like I've been hating me.
But Clay, why you got beef with the people when you pointed these people out?
Because that's who I am. I'm petty. I'm petty, and that's what I do. What are you talking about? That's what I do. I'm me. You know what I'm saying? You do you. I'm petty. That's how I'm carrying it. You know what I'm saying? But still, I'm the number 3 pound for pound champion in the world. I'm doing it like nobody else is doing it right now. And that's what it's got to be. I'm petty, bro. Yeah. That's how I feel. That's like asking 50 why he do the things he do. 50 do what he do because he petty. I don't need to do it. But I'm petty, man. So I'm gonna talk about your girl. I'm gonna put your girl's face on a man's body. I'm gonna do all the above, bro. Don't ask me why I did it, bro. I got the time. That's why I did it. I wasn't doing nothing else. That's why I did it. You know what I'm saying? It was either that or take a nap. I chose to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Clay said because I'm petty. Yo, I love it.
That's why I did it. It is what listen. I'm with the petty. I'm with the petty because I watched him struggle. I watched him struggle so hard. I watched him get played by the fans. I watched him get a jacket put on him that he duck tank. I watched him not get the fight with Devin. I watched him take hell from everybody for having a horrible night against De Los Santos with one hand. I watched him go through so much, bro. I don't mind watching him be petty. I don't mind him trolling. You know, he kind of went hard back in the day with the Cameron shit. He was going crazy. But even then, I gave him the space to do him because at the end of the day, the boxing game is unforgiving. It's not fair. The fans are not fair. We want what we want when we want it. And we're going to do what we do as well. But at the end of the day, Shakur just talking. What I don't believe is he won't fight the best. I don't believe that I believe he's going to be great. He's going to continue to do great things. And I'm excited to watch that. So, yeah, he's talking shit. He's in the driver's seat right now. Devin needs a fight. He's trying to make some big money. I don't know what he got going on. Turkey doesn't seem to be working with him the way he used to. And he's leveraging that. He's saying, Devin, I'm available. I'll be your Huckleberry. 144. You know what I mean? Hey, you remember when you walked out the ring on me? Remember when you smiled at me, you said, I'm the man? Yeah, you're right. I could do 147, but I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I want to fight at a catchweight 144. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to do. We're going to do what I want to do. We're going to do what I want to do. Tell your people to give me a call. Hope that works out for you. Otherwise, Raymond, we're going for our third lineal title, 135. Raymond Moore retire. Otherwise, we're going to fight Gary Antoine at 140. Otherwise, whatever, bro. This seat is great. And I'm not going nowhere no time soon. The leather is soft. The hors d'oeuvres here are spectacular. The appetizers here are crazy. And I'm taking 2 main courses with me. I'm going to eat one here and take the other home with me. We living life, baby. Pack it up for me. Pack me up both those lobsters. I want that one right now. And pack that one up for me so I can take it home with me, bro. We living life, bro. We made it, Blue. What are we supposed to do, bro? We made it, man. Blue, we made it, bro. What are we doing? We made it, bro. Get one for my mans too. And my man. And my guy. Do one over him too.
Yo, Clay, you a fool, bro. Yo, you a fool, bro. Big Bird brother in the super chat. He said he was never humble. He was Quitterson is real, 25%. Yo, Clay, you're a fool for that, bro.
Shout out to Shakur. Shout out to Keyshawn too. Shout out to everybody, man. There's an excitement going on in the space right now, and I'm excited for these fighters, bro. For the guys who ready to make the fight on the back end. Yeah. Who? Oshaki?
Shakur.
Oh, gonna beat off Raymond Mortal?
Yeah.
For sure, man. He gonna collect that lineal. He gonna be a 3-time lineal champion. And then he gonna do whatever he feel like doing it. Shakur's with the smoke. He with the shits. He's with the shits, but he's in the driver's seat right now, man. So he's gonna leverage it. And certain people gonna get it. And, you know, when Terrence got his title, he told Danny, "Don't call me." You heard? He let him know off rip. When he became undisputed, he said, "Keith, you better not even think about it." People like, "Oh, you're not gonna," nah, because I was trying to fight them and they said I wasn't that guy. I wasn't worth it. I wasn't making money. So I'm gonna be petty, bro. No, you're not getting a title. He earned it because you guys made it so difficult for me. I'm not gonna stretch myself for you, bro. So Devin, 144. I know you're not gonna do it. By the way, Devin, you got no obligation to do a 144 clearly or any rehydration clause. But Shakur's letting you know, I know you could use my help, but my help comes with contingencies, bro. You know, it's gonna come with it because me and you got that kind of relationship, bro. We got that type of relationship where this is what I gotta do to you. You feel me? This is what I said I would do to you when I was back then. That's what I said I was gonna do to you. I'm only staying true to myself. I'm gonna do it to you. Even you're right, even though I don't got to.
Clay,
I'm
like
gonna do it to you because that's how we living. We living like that, bro. That's between me and Bev.
Petty car,
huh?
Petty car.
That's it. Name? That's it. We gotta respect it.
That's his new name.
Pedicure, bro. I'm here for it. I'm here for the pedicure era, bro. For the pedicure, I'm here for it. I heard him do an interview with Ari the other day talking about, you know, everybody who's cheering for him. He was like, the guys who was on that side, stay on that side. I feel him, bro. I ain't mad at him at all. As long as he's making the fights, he don't gotta be my friend. We was never friends anyway. I don't know you, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I know that pettiness is also fueling that energy to be the best fighter in the world. I know the edge that's giving him when he jumps into the ring. I know he's bringing that edge with him, and I know let Shakur do him, man. Devin, who you fighting next? That's what I want to know. Who Devin fighting next?
Rolly done duck the smoke.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his handlers duck the smoke. Rolly don't got nothing to do with his own career.
The handlers, exactly. Mm-hmm. Thank you for correcting that.
Yeah,
he ain't got nothing to do with that. He ain't got nothing to do with that.
That man ain't no mastermind. Far from it, bro. He
ain't got nothing to do with it. But let's get on out of here, Clay, man. I got to bust out these 500 push-ups real quick.
Yeah,
man.
do you think I got to take a nap anyway? I got to move around tonight, man.
Oh, okay.
Hey, salute to everybody in the building, man. I don't know. We got to figure it out, man. Once a week, whatever have you, man.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm going to hit you up.
No doubt. Salute to everybody in the building, man. It's great to be back, baby. Until the next one. Sir. We out.
You. Yo, when you come back on. Oh, he jumped off. Salute, my peopleizations, man. Appreciate y'all coming through, starting up, holding your boy and Clay down. Your boy Blue and Clay down. Jay Lynn, peace and blessings, queen. Shouts out to Keith Cologne, man. Oh, there you go, Clay.
What'd you say?
When you coming back on your show?
This week is gonna be a crazy week for me, man. I don't know, man. This week's gonna be a crazy week for me. I'm probably about like 7, 6.
Okay.
7, 6. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
All right, for sure.
All right, family.
Peace. All right, family. Peace. Appreciate y'all coming through, starting up, holding your boy Blue and Clay down, man. Salute to each and every one of y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Shouts out to Keith Cologne coming through, doing a great interview, man. It's your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.